Hello. We are now going to work on the next signature for our album, Fortune by Stamperia, and this is the page that we're working on. That leaves just 2 to go. We're almost done. So this is what I've put together for this page. We're going to use a chipboard element. I was thinking about making this a tuck, but I'm thinking I might just go ahead and glue it down. We'll see how this goes. I'm using a little quote, past, present, and future. That's going to go right in up here. And then this is going to take a little bit of cutting. These two are on the same 12 by 12 sheet. But then you have this bottom piece, and then in here, if I could find it, I don't think I can. In here is a sphinx laying down. So I've actually cut it out. I wanted to continue this pattern across between the 2 pages. So this one you're going to measure from the top down and then cut it across. And then this one you're going to measure from the bottom up and cut it across. Do not cut across the top because then you'll cut off the top of these pages. So when we get to cutting and fitting, you're going to come in here, you're going to fit, make your marks, and then cut down. Go ahead and cut all the way down because we're using this bottom piece here as a part of the pocket so that this pattern continues across, okay? And then you're going to cut the sphinx off the top of this because we're going to make ourselves a pocket. And then the cat I was going to use on a previous signature, and I have opted to put the cat here. I think he looks great up against the columns. And if you'll bear with me, I kind of want to keep things together. And then when you turn this over, we have 2 beautiful full pages. I'm not doing anything special with them. Now, these are cut in this direction. I wanted this netting on both sides. So when you go to cut, keep that in mind. If you don't care, just cut and put your papers in. But I cut so that I had the netting on the upper left on this side and then down the right side here with the 2, there's a name for scarabs. Is that what these are? So then in here in the center, we're going to have 6 photo opportunities, and it's using the cutout cards, the 4x6 cutout cards, and I have got mine all matched up. And these are, let me get this in here. These are the 3 I'm doing over here on this side. And then this is our base page. Get some nice color going on in here. And it is measuring at 8 1/4 across by 8 1/4 tall. And then my last element, and I kind of lost him when I was playing around here, I had previously, so I'm coming back to some of the elements I was looking at using in the last signature, and I am going to put this floral here on this side, and I'm just going to glue it completely down. That leaves you a photo opportunity here with some journaling here on the side. Okay, so I've got everything all inked up this time. I've got tape on all my edges. So I'm going to start putting these in. And what I'm trying to envision is I want to lay the first set up here, but then I want to come down. I want to stagger so that there's some empty spots above this one and below this one so that there's a bit of a stagger going on here. So I'm going to start with this side, And this is the piece I want up front. Do I want this one up front with the cat? No, I want this one up front with the cat. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to take one of the other cardboard pieces, and I want to kind of get in here and see just where their placements need to be. So I'm coming in, it looks like about 1/4 of an inch from each edge, and then I'll have a roughly 1/4 of an inch here in between. I'm going to do it upside down because it allows me to put it on a lot easier. I'm going to come down about 1/2 an inch, and I'm going to come in 1/4 of an inch. And let me just make sure that that stayed at 1/2 an inch. Okay. And then we'll put this one in. And I'm just going to put that right in there. And then make sure it laid down correctly. And then this one. Okay. So these will go over here on this side. Now this side is going to take me just a little bit to try to sort out. Okay. Where's the one I want? This is the one I want here. So if I'm going to have, okay, I apologize that I am fumbling around here, but I need to somewhat sort this out just a little bit. And I sort it out the only way I know how to sort it out. I put all my little pieces, I stack them together. And I want to make sure that I've got at least 1/2 an inch there at the bottom. So my top piece is going to start right out here. Okay, that's kind of what I needed. I know it looks a little screwy and unorthodox, but it's kind of how I work. All right. And it just allows them to stagger a little bit. All right, so I'm going to start putting these on. I'm going to glue them. And I think I'm going to be running out of glue here. 2 shakes, and I'm not going to be, I should have filled this because I don't know if I'm going to have enough. So I'm going to be very sparing. On how much I use. Had these all sorted out. And then this one will go up here. this up. Oh, putting it on upside down. And we put the last, and what I've been trying to do is matching up their their corresponding sides, if you will. And what's nice about these pieces is the majority of them have this black rim. So if you put a photo in here to cover this up, you're still going to have this beautiful accent around your photo. And then there will be one final step when we get all this done. We're going to cut 3/8 of an inch piece, and we're going to cover all these gusset flaps. All right, so that's one. When I go to cut these gusset pieces here, I will cut them from, obviously from our scraps. We have plenty of them. I will find something that is pleasing to the eye and not just something to cover up. I'll have a, I'd like to try to find a piece in here that's got a bit of a, too far down, a bit of teal in it, because I think that would be a compliment to the colors that are in here. I'll have to see what's in scrap. And what is kind of cool about using these is that typically I will run a 1/2 inch across the bottom to cover up the black, but with these it's taken care of for me so there we've got those in there, and the bottom half inch is covered up. Oh, the other thing I could do is I could use this because it's a complement to this. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to carry the theme of this base page, so I will cut this to fit, and I will cut 6 of these 3/8 of an inch each. I will ink them, and then I will place them in here. I am not going to do that right now. I want to help get you through the main part of this page build. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get this sorted out. This is 6 inches across with a 1/2 inch score and a 3/4 inch score. I wanted a big enough gusset to absorb what's going to happen here with this build. So if you stand this up straight as you can, given the weight is lopsided, and make sure that this is in the middle of the gusset, and you should be laying this down right along that 3/4 inch gusset edge. And this is going to be kind of a tent effect right at the moment until I can turn it over. Make sure I've got it in here right, and then I'll score it down. And what I meant by tent effect is this is not going to lay down flat for you, this back taped piece. It's going to want to tent up on you. And then this will come forward. I need to score that so that it comes forward the way I want it to. There we go. Okay, now the next piece. Same thing. Whoops. This is going to be 6 inches across with a 1/2 inch score and a 3/4 inch score. And then we're going to stand our up, and it should drop right on that score mark. And it's, I'm going to show you here what I'm talking about. I don't want this gusset to fall back. I want it to stay forward. So what I mean by tent is I'm forcing it to stay in an upright position, and it creates kind of a buckled, looks like a tent. And then I'm going to press my tape down because I want that gusset here, not falling to the back, if that makes sense. Let me get in here. Well, that is just a booger. It slipped on me, and my tape is showing, so I'm going to have to lift this off, pull it in, and then put it back down. Now I need a couple of big magnets, and I'm going to start them on my left side because that's the one I want, the side that I want to open. Place my magnet right there. Then I'm going to make sure that my top and bottom edges, my gussets are where they're supposed to be. And then the magnet. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and add the internal pages. The left side, I am taping it down. And as we're getting close to the end here, I just again want to thank Scrap and Create for allowing me the honor and the privilege of creating albums for them. Okay, come right up to my edge here. Make sure I'm not on the gusset score mark. And then I want to glue this down entirely. I had mounted it on some really thin chipboard to give it some substance. And I also left this white in here. I did not cut it out because I wanted, once again, there to be some substance to this bottom half. I inked it with black ink so that it had some standout to it. And I think it ended up looking quite nice over there. So now we're going to do this side, columns up. This side I'm gluing because I don't have a magnet to mess with. Just going to sneak up to that score line, adjust, lay it down. That's the outside. I almost blew it. I'm so glad that did not stick. That's my outside piece. Goodness, goodness, goodness. I almost made a mistake there. Now we'll lay this piece in here. Now this piece, columns up, I have to remind myself, this is getting taped on because of the magnets. By the time I get this done, that glue will all be dried and won't be an issue going forward for me. I have already had an occasion on this particular build to make an adjustment on the pages where the magnets were, and it wasn't to get back to the magnet. I had actually forgot to put my ruffled edge on the previous build, so I took my undo and lifted the tape on the magnet side, slid them in, and then taped them back down again. So for those of you who may have caught that, I did go in, I'll show you here. I did go in after the fact and add them back in. And taping the magnet side allowed me to actually access it again so that I could do that. I had him sitting here, and I just, in my pre-build, because I pre-build everything, I forgot to add it in. Okay. I need to close my door. I'll be right back. 2 shakes. I apologize. I have a neighbor's dog that is out having its little tizzy again. Now this is where I was putting in this pocket piece, was the outside page, by using the bottom half to decorate the pocket so that the pattern would continue straight across. And I'll show you here. So when this goes down, you'll see this pattern here. This is going to come in here, and the pattern continues across. And I'm going to come in here, tuck this here. And then this is where I'm going to put the cat. Now I have a bit of a dilemma because the ephemera have a sticky back. And it's okay that it's going to stick to the bottom of this, but I don't want it sticking to the top. So I'm going to take a look here about where it needs to be. I am just going to put a piece of black cardstock just behind the upper breast part. I'm going to trim it true to, I'm not going to leave a border around it, I'm just going to trim it true to the design. And this will help to prevent it from sticking, but yet I can use it to stick to the pocket. Hold on here, I so apologize, but I'm struggling to get this cut out cleanly enough. All right, so now I can bring the cat in, put his tail down, and now he's not sticking to my page. And this side here we can glue, or I can glue, you can tape, if that's what your preference is. And I'm just gonna test something here real quick. So if I left that as a tuck, no, I'm not. I'm gonna secure the whole thing down. So I'm just gonna remove this tape, and I'm just gonna go ahead and glue the entire thing down. So you've got a couple back here. I've taken the same one that matches the same angle, and I'm going to run it right along here so that it looks like it is in front of the ones that are back here. And then we'll glue this into place. And again, you can use whatever sentiment it is that you want to use. All right. I have a mess here. Okay, so now we've got this dawn. We've got an element here. We've got our nice little pocket here. We've got these photo opportunities. I'm going to cut these now. I think I have enough time built on this that I'm going to cut 6 3/8 of an inch. One, 2, 3, 4. Here's 5. There is 6. Just enough ink on the ends to get rid of the white. And then we're going to just glue them in place to help hide the gusset edge. Come on, give me just enough glue to finish this, please. Okay. Now we'll go over here. And then the last one. All right. That cleans it up so nicely. Let's go ahead and get our tape on the back. I'm going to grab, it's not a very heavy signature, so I'm going to use my 1/2 inch tape. Now when I put the 3/8 inch tape here in the back, I will go right underneath of the waterfalls so that there is weight supporting both of these. Because there's going to be additional weight added when the pictures get added in there. Grab the album. ready to put this in. And I will turn it this way so I can see what I need. I need a color. There we go. Now we'll sneak in here. Oops. Elbowed my make sure my gusset's standing straight. My big fat thumb is in the way here. All right, then I'll make sure that the gusset on this side is laying in its correct and upright position. I want to get in here and burnish because there's tape in there that. All right. So we are done there and we are ready to move on to the next signature to get it completed. I'll see you then.